helping, healing, and making a big difference in our community. Hi, I'm Tonya Caruso. Welcome to Comcast Newsmakers, and joining us in our studios this half hour is Mary Jo Harwood. She is from the Center for Victims. Thank you for coming in and spending time with us today.
Well, thank you for having us today.
So there's plenty to talk about and to celebrate. Center for Victims, sort of a brand new organization, but from two steadfast places in the community.
Yes, exactly. We merged with the Women's Place of McKeesport this summer, and both organizations have been around for close to 30 years, a little over 30 years. So what's very exciting about that is that we're now a one-stop shop for victims. So when someone has been impacted by crime or violence, whether it's domestic violence, sexual assault, homicide, breaking and entering, they can call our agency, ask for help, and we get them to the department that can best serve them and help them.
And as we continue to talk, we're putting on the screen, website, phone number, we're actually putting on the helpline as well. So if folks
Great.
are watching this and are in need of help or just want to learn more, they can call. So merging, though, the Center for Victims of Violence and Crime and Women's Place, you really feel like you can help better throughout the community.
Well, when people are impacted by violence, they're so vulnerable, and it's difficult if they have to go to this organization for this type of service and this organization for another type of service, not to mention they wind up having to tell their story more than one time. So what this merger has allowed us to do is to provide a continuum of care for residents of Allegheny County. It's one phone call and they get all of their needs met.
Right, and so as you are doing this, you are working on so many other projects, and really prevention has become a focus.
Yes.
And you have a dialogue and conflict resolution center, and let's tell folks what that's about.
Great. Yes, we have the Dialogue and Resolution Center, and it is a division of the agency that promotes peaceful resolution of conflict. So we have trained mediators that go in and help folks in the community if there's a dispute between neighbors, landlord tenants. We go in and we help folks resolve that conflict before it escalates into an act of violence. We also have a very rigorous training program in which we can go into the community and teach folks about the impact of trauma with all of the incidences of violence that have been happening in our communities, really making people aware that there's a ripple effect. It's not just the isolated victim, but it impacts families, communities, everybody across the board. And the center has always been the leading responder to those types of incidences of violence. And so going in on the front end, trying to teach people what that's about and how that impacts folks is really important to us.
Right, and you have always been so enthusiastic about honoring people in the community that are doing their part with your Do Your Piece for Peace.
Yes.
And so you have your Peace Partner Awards coming up.
Absolutely. March 13th, starting at 5 o'clock at the Lamont, we have our annual Piece It Together event that honors peacemakers in our community. Folks that have worked together to build relationships, curb violence, grassroots organizations, long-standing organizations, as well as individuals and youth that promote peace.
Right, it's so important, and often people think this has nothing to do with me or crime, you know, I've not been, but you never really know when you're going to be affected. And so that's what makes this a community issue.
It is a community issue. Everybody thinks it happens over there, but it really touches all of us in some capacity or another. We all know someone who's been impacted, so what can we do to best support them?
Well, you do so many great things to support them. Mary Jo, thank you so much for coming in and spending time with us today. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having us.
You're welcome. I'm Tonya Caruso. Thanks for watching Comcast Newsmakers. We'll see you next time.